Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. It's La Dominicana, and on my first video, I will be talking about moving across the country at 25. So, at 25, I moved across the country at the beginning of this year. I had moved to my current state's capital for a short-term state job. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't like anything luxurious or anything like that. But the city was quiet, a little plain, but something about it gave me a lot of room to breathe. The mountains were covered in snow, and for the first time in a long time, things felt still. Healing doesn't always happen in beautiful places, but that place, it gave me something. It kind of like reminded me that peace isn't always allowed. Sometimes it just looks like mornings with tea, your soft blankets, not needing to explain yourself to anyone. And yeah, and then like this experience wasn't like moving around as a kid when change was constant but not always my choice. This time it was my choice, and that made it both freeing and at the same time terrifying. So when that job ended, I moved again. I moved to a different city, a big city, a major one, I would say. People here kept saying, big cities are smaller than you think. And I get what they mean. Like every time that I've moved to big cities. Eventually everything becomes like routine. The same grocery store, the same bus routes, the same faces walking past you every morning. But what they don't tell you is that even if the city feels small, there's so much potential and possibilities. And that's really what I came here for. Um, and even though I've moved, I didn't bring everything with me. I left a lot behind. Some of it was material, like my books, my clothes, like just some of those things, right? A little bit of furniture here and there. But I knew that I'd come back to grab those things. Some of these things were sentimental and emotional, but they're really like old versions of myself in a way, right? But I had also left my dog. I have a 2-year old golden doodle. And I left him with my best friend who was very kind, very kind to do the favor of watching him until, like, I pretty much decided on my life. And, um, but that's a whole nother story for another video. I will definitely get into like what it was like getting him because that was a lot. um but one of the strangest parts about moving to a new city, especially a big one, is that no one knows who you are, right? And I mean that in the most freeing way possible. I can go to the store in sweats, no makeup. I don't have to look all dolled up. Um, but I can walk down these streets. I can be outside any time without fear of bumping into someone in my past. And we'll get to this in another video. But I think a big theme for me this year was leaving my past behind and starting new. But not just like leaving my past behind, but um, maybe like working and healing through healing those past unresolved emotions and memories and shedding that, kind of like a purge and starting somewhere else new. um and like where I live now, it's just different. It feels more authentic. I don't have to perform anything here. I don't have to be someone I'm not. There's no history here attached to my name or anything like that. Like, I just exist, and for the first time, I feel like that's enough. Um, but even in that freedom, there's this like contrast, right? So as you can tell by my YouTube channel, I am a Dominican woman. So if you are Dominican or from Hispanic origin, if you're Puerto Rican, Cuban, whatever it is, you know that there are these invisible like expectations that are stitched into everything that we do. We're taught to stay close. We're taught to build our lives near our family. We're taught to take care of everyone and put their needs before ours, to put culture and family before ourselves. And um, there is beauty in that, right? There is community in that, right? You're not alone. Um, it's irreplaceable. Those things are so irreplaceable, but you have to admit that there is so much weight behind that. And if I'm not mistaken, no one in my family has ever done something like this, moved across the country alone. um, and not just because they got married or they had a kid or no, they just to move across the country. When I told people I was moving, I think some people, for me personally, just to let everyone know, I've been where I was at, I was trying to move out of there anyway, so there was always this vision, or I've always manifested for myself to live somewhere else, right? Because I didn't want to be there anymore. I did not want to be there. I felt like I have grown the place where I was, and I wanted to move. And a lot of people were very happy for me, but I don't think a lot of people believe that I would be able to move out on my own like that. Um, but here's the thing, right? Like sometimes choosing yourself means disappointing people who love you or disappointing people that you care about. So I think that especially those that were closest to me understand what I'm going for. And I have to say that I've had really great support from them and I love them so much. So, this isn't really just about moving, right? It's also learning how to belong to yourself. It's about choosing growth over guilt. And for the first time in my life, I have felt free. I have felt like I can finally put my needs first and finally choose me. And every time I sit in the quietness in this new city that I'm in this life that I'm building with my own two hands, I remember that. Um, I may be far from home, but I'm closer to myself than I've ever been, and that's what's so much more important. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if any of this resonates with you, let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, of course. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my first video. There will be more, obviously, but you know, I also, before we end this, I also just wanted to say for those who are eldest daughters, eldest child, I'm sure this may be relatable to you as well. But I'm gonna make a separate video about that too. There's so much more to come, guys. The fun is only beginning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.